because I begged her to come to hostel so that we could watch horror movies, and we did. And now, given that
we have 3 movies in fact.
Actually,
2.5.
We'll finish the rest half today only, but she'll go back to her flat tomorrow. So I have an entire extra day with her. So I decided I'll utilize it by making a video because I commercialize everything. So also today's topic is a very juicy topic. I mean. There's a reason we couldn't do this video before, and there is a reason we are doing it now. Okay, so are you ready? Today's topic is
past relationships and what you've learned for those relationships in general.
Yeah. So basically, we're gonna not take any names, not give any timelines.
For privacy purposes, obviously.
Obviously, otherwise people will be texting us. What is going? Why are you doing this?
Why are you guys bitching about us in a video like that and then posting it? Come on.
So we are gonna just talk about some specific experiences and why we look upon those ideas or things as a good way or in the bad things that have happened. So yeah, I didn't think about how we are gonna start this actually, randomly. So maybe let's do the old idea that we always do, ask questions. Okay. So আমার একটা question আসছে মাথায়. So tell me the most important lesson you have probably learned from any relationship.
Then that's sort of hard, but I guess to keep my life and the relationship sort of separate so that when it doesn't work out, I still have something to go back to.
I would say that is very important because often at times it happens. I can also agree to this ki when you get into a relationship, and we are not talking about just boy-girl relationship, okay?
Yeah.
We are talking about relationships in with anyone, okay? So I also think that when you become friends with someone or you make a boyfriend or whatever, often a time it happens that you are so invested into the friendship or the relationship that you think that that person's friends are also your friends, and I think that is very important to keep that idea different key. That person's friends are your acquaintances, not your friends. Your friends are your friends which you have from the beginning before this new thing existed, and it's very important to hold on to those friendships when you are in this relationship.
Because if it by chance doesn't work out, then your boyfriend's friends are not going to support you 100%. In any case.
Never, because you might be right, okay?
Yeah.
You might be right, but as a friend you wouldn't expect somebody else's friend take your side. Why?
Yeah. Why would
you
they?
wouldn't do it?
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I could know that my best friend or somebody else is wrong in something, but I would still support her. So
that's being a loyal friend actually.
Yeah. So you can't blame anybody.
Yeah. So
you are at fault.
And also it goes for the opposite gender as well. Also a guy shouldn't lose himself in a relationship because the girl's friends would also not support him.
100%. But that I think rarely we see that in real life.
Yes.
In real
because
life.
I think guys are better at balancing relationships sometimes.
No, arecta জিনিস that guys don't usually পুরো আত্মসমর্পণ thing that doesn't happen usually.
Because traditionally it is supposed to be a thing that women do.
That too.
Patriarchal
Patriarchal society.
What is the best and worst part of a relationship that didn't work out?
Best and
in general.
Okay.
Personal
I think the best part is the good memories that you can always look back and smile to yourself ki no, there were some good times. It just helps you realize how far you have come in life. And the bad thing, probably something I'm still working on today, probably is bad thing is difficult actually.
Because there are many or something?
Maybe, yeah. But bad thing, there's one bad thing that I have sworn off completely. If I am to date someone, I don't tolerate female best friends. That is something I have learned the hard way, and I swear by it that you can have female friends, that is fine, but a female best friend is No, not for me.
Because a relationship can be defined in many ways, I guess, a female best friend relationship, and the boundaries can be blurry at
Overlapping,
times.
yeah. And
That is something I
that
can
is
agree with.
difficult, and
Yeah.
it is. I'm not saying that it's always the guy's fault or even the female best friend's fault, but I just feel like when you're working in a relationship with that person, and that person also has another very important relationship to constantly work on, it gets difficult. Because best friendships is something you need to put effort into on a regular basis. In fact, more than your physical relationships. I literally need to pick up my best friend's call or some other friend's call. If I don't, I'm going to have to spend 2 days in jail or something. So I think female friendships or in old friendships also need a lot of work, and that's why I think this is important.
And also, it also doesn't mean that the guy is cheating or something, but something emotional bonding is something that you just can't ignore.
Yeah, it's like a common situation. For
Yeah.
example, let's say I'm the female best friend, she's the girlfriend. She says, "Oh, his favorite color is red." You don't know his favorite color is not red; it's green. I'm like, oh, and then that's something like very platonic, right? Nothing to get hurt over,
Yeah.
but it will hurt you. So,
You might find yourself comparing yourself to her in any way. or the
and that's
other.
so unhealthy
That
for the
sucks, actually,
relationship
yeah.
and for you. Okay, I'm a turn.
अच्छा दूसरी आंसर बोली ना.
Okay, good.
The good thing is having a story to share, in my opinion.
Definitely, this is
Because there are so many things that would be funny to you. Maybe it was hurting you at that time when the relationship was continuing, but later on it might just be totally hilarious to you.
I know.
And you just laugh about it with your friends, and later on you can build friendships sharing story about your past relationship.
Failed relationship.
It is possible. And the bad thing is having difficulty on putting so much effort onto the next person when one thing doesn't work out. It's like you have to start from scratch or like square one or something, and that's hard because when you have to put yourself through so much trial and error, it gets more.
It's like going back to what's your favorite color.
It's emotionally draining.
100%.
First একটা answer করলে
কি ছিল? I asked, na? What's the biggest lesson? Probably biggest lesson, and this was actually a fault of mine that I had this issue, is you should never by any way compete with your partner, like in any level. Like it could be academical, it could be, academical is not a word, I'm so sorry. It could be academics, it could be sports, it could be anything, but never. It's your partner is supposed to be someone you progress with, not someone you compete progress with. Like this is very important, and this is commonly overlooked. Like you feel like, oh, I don't compete with this person, but you do. Maybe sometimes you do, and you need to keep a check on that. Keep that doesn't happen. I think this is one of the important lessons. And tachada important lesson, the one she said, definitely a +1 on that. Losing your individuality, very important to keep your own friends. Also, yeah, not just friends, keeping your individuality. As in, I like to wear black nail paint. He doesn't like it. I won't stop wearing it. This is very important. Like, this is an example I'm giving because this happened with me. Because I literally loved wearing black nail paint at a time, and this guy I used to like at that time, we were in a relationship. I liked the guy, okay. And he told, I don't like women wearing black nail polish. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I stopped wearing black nail paint. Like, I can't even imagine. This is such a small example. Women would go on to make such big changes just for the guy saying, I don't like it. So, yeah, that too.
I changed my CCA, like my co-curricular activity, once, from going from class 5 to 6 to be in the same co-curricular activity as my crush at that point. And I wasn't even good at karate at that point, but I improved obviously, because learning karate for 6 years leads you to improve. But he was extremely good in karate. I guess if
You're giving it away. Giving it away.
I'm not in contact with him, so he's not gonna see this, I guess. But so that's why I knew he was gonna take karate, so I took karate.
ওকে এবার আমি আজ করবো Tell me the single most romantic moment you had in your past failed relationship.
Damn, that's deep. It's hard to single out something, I guess, but overall, one thing I can say is the fact that he always knew what I was going through. Like
I get it.
even though I wasn't telling him directly or something.
Like basically the bare minimum.
Now he forced me to come out of my comfort zone.
Acha.
That is something that I'm actually not at all comfortable doing, because that is the irony of the statement, I guess. But he forced me to come out of the comfort zone, and he forced me to play throw ball in school, and I ended up being on the
School team.
we ended up being good at it, quite good. So yeah, that's something I would say.
I would say the single most romantic thing. This is actually difficult when you have to answer it. This question seems like a very obvious question, and that's why I asked it. But I'm not sure if I can delve into the details. But there was this one moment. So basically, I didn't know that the person was supposed to be there. So I went there, and basically he surprised me by being there. It was I was very happy because I did not expect to see him at all that day, and it's sad and it's diabolical because this was towards the almost very end of the relationship, so it's diabolical. Yeah. तो ये wait এটা আমি জিজ্ঞাসা করলাম তুই জিজ্ঞাসা করবি
What is something that have hurt you the most in any relationship that you've been in?
Probably being compared to constantly to other people, as in why can't you be more like this person?
That's really bad.
Yeah, I know. And like something like she can do it, why can't you do it? Or something like the worst part is probably comparing yourself physically, like this is really sad. I hate that this is getting sad, but like
Question was
I would compare myself to other women's bodies who he thought was hot, and it was fucked up.
It was really fucked
Really
up.
fucked
Really
up.
fucked up, yeah.
And I would feel sad. So I would
And it's his fault for making you go through that.
100%.
Definitely, yeah.
But it was my fault to
Acknowledge that?
let him get to me that much. Kinda, this is like losing your individuality
Yeah.
only, na, kind of.
Because no guys want that you should affect yourself like that.
No way.
And for guys, no girl is even what like that.
100%,
Honestly,
yeah.
100%.
If like this actually goes both way. I know we are both keep talking about the guy thing, but
Because
this-
we're both girls. That
because
is the
we are
reason.
both
Because we
girls.
have dated guys. We
Because-
didn't date girls.
Yeah, don't think like we are hating on men.
Yeah.
Okay, like most people think feminism is hating on
Yeah.
men. Hey, feminism is men equals to women. Okay, if you don't get that, then you are
Check a dictionary.
okay. তোর আমি করবো এবার তুই বললি না
ভাবছি
সিঙ্গেল মোস্ট হার্ট আই নো বাট লাইক
তুই জানিস আমার কি সিঙ্গেল মোস্ট হট করে
আই থিঙ্ক তুই বলেছিস আগে
I'm really curious to know that.
as in there was a situation where so basically he had this huge crush on this guy, and he was openly dating someone else. And they were standing at a location, and she was standing in front of them. It was raining, and there was this music going
In my mind, not in the
in
background.
mind. And it was very sad because they were having an intimate moment, and she had to see that when she was having a crush on that guy.
And by saying it was not even a simple crush, like we had a whole like situation going on. He liked me, he proposed me, I rejected him, I proposed him, he rejected me, and this happened after that, and we were friends for like 2 years at that point. So obviously seeing them like sharing an umbrella and being like a filmy moment or something.
He doesn't. He's not going to see this, right?
I'm not gonna send it to him. It was sad, obviously. Yeah, and I was crying to the beats of the rain.
I remembered this.
Yeah.
Because
I appreciate her remembering this.
Yeah,
definitely.
because this is so heart wrenching. Like this is straight out of Ashiki 2.
Like when you're watching the Ashiki 2 scene.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. Our question. Now this is not like exactly past relationship wise, but the question is, how do you define effort?
Wow, I have so low standards. I can't define effort. But
The physical definition ta bolish na please. Ki effort, load, fulcrum.
when a person like tries to actually understand you and tries to like give you peace in a way.
Definitely. Bare minimum.
My standards are in the ground.
Guy tries to understand you. Non-understand koi ki karna Okay.
Better किसी माता वाले पढ़ भागते हैं.
अभी भागती है. How do I define effort? Accepting you as you are, I would say. I think that is very important to me because all throughout my school life, high school, I used to be most parts of it. I used to be a tomboy. I used to be sports. I have anger issues. I literally go from 0 to 90 in 3 seconds, and I also have amnesia. After that, I forget what I said.
This is the funniest part.
And I end up hurting people very bad when I'm angry like that. I am working on it. I know it's hard to believe for people who actually know me seeing this video. That
Yeah, but I find it easy to believe.
okay, thank you. I'm working on it, but yes, it is not easy for most men in Indian society to accept a woman who doesn't, sit quiet and listen and mold their life to the guy's life. I think I am really
They don't actually like women being independent in general.
most of the time. Yeah.
Most guys.
Most guys. And we are saying most guys because someone will cry in the comments, I am not like other men.
And the
So-
what?
what?
And the person who would be commenting that is probably the part of that right group, but that's a topic of a different day.
So I definitely think effort is accepting me as I am and not expecting me to change for that person. If they're wanting me to change for my own benefit, that's a different thing, completely different thing.
Or if you're wanting to change something
And that
within
person
you,
helps you to do that. Because I have a very funny story for this. I will tell it in short. I used to have this crush on this very ugly looking guy.
मुझे
So he did not like me at all, ठीक है. And this was like what, grade 6, 7, and then starting of your puberty and all your hormones are going haywire. So I used to really like this guy, and the only reason I liked this guy because he was good in studies and he was tall. Probably the only criteria I look for in men, okay, most of the times. So and so this guy did not like me. He used to like this very pretty. She is still now like the most prettiest girl in our batch or something. He used to like that girl, and I used to be very jealous and stuff like that. Anyway, cut to class 10 when I had completely moved on this stupid guy, and now I was running behind actually a good looking guy at that point. खूब complicated chula at that point. Class 10 was very complicated personal life wise for me. And this guy has the audacity, that ugly looking guy in the past had the audacity of telling one of his friends to tell me ki Riddhi, I would date you if you could be a little more feminine. You can't yell and stuff like that, then he would date you. And I'm like, wow, bhai, I'm so lucky. You want to date me? Go fuck yourself. So I think that was effort for me.
I had one time I had a guy tell me he would date me if I was fair.
This is a whole topic altogether. This is racism. People.
I didn't even like him. I didn't even like. He thought it was important to let his opinion out on the front, like for no reason. I didn't even like him.
No, I know this was very common in school because there was this girl in our school. She আমাদের ব্যাচে আমাদের সেকশনেই ছিল মেয়েটার নামটা বলছি না তো she was very pretty ঠিক আছে মানে goddess type pretty but she was তোর complexion ঠিক আছে and this was so common like rest of the conventionally pretty girls like the pretty girls who used to get attention from everybody those type of girls they would say Arey she would be so pretty you know if she was fair and like she is pretty what is wrong with you people and this is very common in
Innate racism.
Indian people this is very common because people literally get sad if they have a black child or something like female child but
And racism is more towards women, anyways.
100%. Nobody cares how a guy looks when he makes the money, right? As long as a guy is making money, nobody gives a fuck about how he looks. And अगर बंदा अच्छा दिखता हो गया, अच्छा दिखता है हो गया, and he knows that he looks good, then he's a fuck boy. So fine, because he knows he looks good.
And also, guys, if a guy is good looking, people would identify him as good looking if he's fair or if he's darker skin complexion. But for women, like fair is like an important criteria to define.
First criteria. You would see those, you know, pachu patri in the paper.
For sure.
Fair, for sure. The first term in the, and now obviously male right activists will be starting to comment if I was famous, but they won't. So it's like. तो तुम लोग भी तो अमीर पति देखते हो ना you also want a guy with loaded money so why won't we look for a fair girlfriend please argue with the wall please do because these are the guys who would say alimony भी तो लेते हैं यार dowry get the statistics you idiots
Get the data out.
সত্যি কার question এফর্ট আমি বললাম
আচ্ছা damn আবার hard to think
সিম্পল কনসেপ্ট তো এফর্টটা তো বেসিক কোশ্চেন ছিল লাইক রিলেশনশিপ
what is one thing that you kind of look for in your significant other rather than other than tall and good in studies
doesn't have a weak masculinity. That is very important in today's day. I don't want a man who feels emasculated if I beat him at something or if I do something better than him. Like that is very important. You can't deal with a man like that. Come on.
There's something that is like extremely catering to my own needs, but it's like I want the guy to be spontaneous in like planning stuff and things because of the fact
according to melding to your needs.
Nah, it's like because I like to go on random stuff and I do random things all the time. Like I'm just a very random person. I don't like planning stuff very much and doing it most of the time. Just like doing whatever I'm having for fun at that point. I want that person to be spontaneous. Like we can spontaneously plan a trip and go, like sort of like that. And this is something just catering to my needs because of the fact that I want him to be spontaneous so that he wouldn't feel forced to do this.
But he should be wanting to do it.
Wanting to do it.
Obvious.
And also I agree with the emasculation point obviously because that is very important because guys with fragile ego, no women can deal with that. I'm sorry.
No, some women do. Pathetic.
Yeah.
My question, right? It's 24 minutes. It'll take 2 days to upload. Fuck. Okay, last question. Okay. Effort bollam. Tell me, what is the most like sacrificing thing you have ever done for your কি other বলে ওটাকে significant other
significant other horror দরকার নেই I have sacrificed enough for my crushes guys who didn't even know that I have sacrificed enough for them
like karate classes
I was in dance like I was creative dance was my curricular activity like CC at that point I changed it to karate for him it's something that I wasn't even good at
was that your biggest sacrifice
maybe not Biggest sacrifice. Spending so much time thinking about them, honestly.
That too.
Like, I'm having a crush on a guy. He is probably dating somebody else, but I'm still worried about his happiness.
That's it.
Like I'm crying if he's crying. Like he lost a match. Like it's important to guys. ठीक है, I'm not demeaning that in any way, but he lost a match, so he was crying and he was extremely affected and he was trying to hide that he was crying. I was consoling him at that point, and afterwards I got so sad to see him cry. I had to go to the washroom, lock myself, and cry. That is something, and also at that point, when I had almost an accident, and I twisted my ankle.
My phone was in water.
Hopefully this will happen.
अरे यार God, my life sucks. Okay, my life sucks. And for the matter, this is the phone. That is why I'm so worried. Please. No, these are made sturdy only. But hopefully.
And at that point, the guy wouldn't. I twisted my ankle when I collided with a car, and that guy couldn't care less. At that point.
কি করেছি আমরা ছেলেদের জন্য?
And his girlfriend got something in her eye, and he was worried about her because of that. I mean, it's good to worry about that. I'm not trying to like humiliate him or like point that out as wrong, but the fact that his friend twisted an angle should also be something that he worried about.
Okay, I have to answer my own question. So, biggest sacrifice. I don't think I have sacrificed ever much, first of all. Other than thinking, definitely thinking तो ओटा तो I can't control. I overthink all the time. तो उसका तो मैं अलग से किछु बोलते पारছি ना, but sacrifice. No, I don't think so. I don't think I have sacrificed a lot like that. Because
That's good.
I don't think.
But I have gained from my sacrifices, definitely.
Ah.
Because it turned out to be good for me in one way or the other. Maybe because I am dedicated to doing stuff. It has nothing to do with that guy in general.
মানে ভাবতে হবে, I must have sacrificed something.
So worrying about that person or spending time thinking about that person is actually a big sacrifice, because we are.
I have one. As in, it's kind of in the thinking genre only. Ki, I was so into this guy that the other people at that time who were actually interested in me, I overlooked. Because I was so delusionally into this other guy who probably, I don't know, just saw me as a friend. ঠিক আছে, at most probably saw, maybe হয়তো one day he had a crush on me, one day, but most of the time he saw me as a friend only, and I was completely and miserably in love with him. I can say that I was in love with him, because I personally think that was the first time I was in love. So I think that was like a sacrifice. I think that was a sacrifice, because আমি খুব কত কেঁদেছি, like I was so hurt over things like that, like আমার আজকে কথা বললো না, something like so dumb, right? এখন হাসি পাচ্ছে আমার, but it just happened.
This is something I have also done, like some way or the other, like.
হাই রিজু বল।
আর কি
30 মিনিটস করেই দি, 29 হয়ে গেছে, আর 1 মিনিট বাকি আছে। কিছু বলার নেই আমার, honestly.
To sum it all up, it's like your relationships and friendships are important, but not more important than you. You are what defines you. You should not be defined by the people you are with, or people that people think that you are friends with, you'd be like them or whatever. You are defined by your own qualities, and you should be defined by things you love and not by the things you hate. So yeah, 30 seconds.
I like and subscribe. And if you want to see her more on the channel, please comment down below.
Get her out. We don't want her. Get her out. Who is this person?
This is one of her issues she need to work on. That she thinks that she's not valued anywhere, and that's how we're gonna end this. Bye bye. Please wait another month for the next video. Bye.
Bye.